It is time to talk about Fall Guy. I could have put the picture on the actual video itself, but I thought that this would be fitting, so I do want to say, first disclaimer, which I will mention, I am never good at reviewing movies. I can never usually get the storylines or the plots explained properly, so I will be using my MacBook to explain the plot of the film the best way I can. The second disclaimer, which I'll also include, is that during these explanations of the plot or the storyline itself, there will be spoilers at the certain timelines below. So I do want to say, it is time to talk about the film Fall Guy. Now, one thing which I will admit right now is I've tried taking multiple takes of trying to make this whole thing of explaining the plot happen. Basically, Ryan Gosling plays a stunt double who would be under the name of Colt. He would work for the actor Tom Ryder alongside with the director who would be under the name of Jodie, played by Emily Blunt. Both the director and the stunt double would show some form of chemistry while working on previous projects until the very last project that they would work on at the time, when Colt would severely deal with an accident. So far to the point to where it almost completely destroys his career, and Colt would leave the spotlight for a good 18 months.
Riser.
All while trying to do a job as a valet parking assistant alongside with just trying to live his life in general, until he would get one phone call from an advisory saying that he needed to come back in the industry because Jodie wanted him back.
Hello?
Did I tell you? Did I tell you that the director's Jodie?
Colt would come back to the spotlight, going to Australia to help with the filming of the next film that Jodie was working on, until realizing that Jodie didn't want him back.
I didn't approve him. I didn't approve him. I would never have approved him.
She didn't approve me. I thought it was your idea.
Now, this entire thing with saying that the director wanted Colt back was just a cover-up way to basically get the advisory to be like, hey, we need you to investigate this actor who is missing. Can you help us out?
Ryder's missing. He has fallen in with some shady shit. I can only keep this from Jodie in the studio 48 hours max. Save Jodie's movie. And maybe you get the love of your life back.
He basically goes into the investigation while having to try to keep up with Jodie.
What are you doing?
Just chilling down.
Were you chilling down to Taylor Swift?
Yep.
Now, this next bit, which I'm about to go into, is gonna be mostly filled with spoilers for the film, or it's gonna go all the way to the end of the film, which I'm gonna try to explain the best I can. I know there's gonna probably be some plot stuff that are gonna be missing, but please do take note, I never tend to review films often, so this is something which I don't really tend to do. Please do forgive me if I miss stuff. Colt decides to say yes to this investigation. He goes out of his way to go to Tom Ryder's house.
Tom, long time no see. Gail asked me to check and make sure you're okay.
Finding his girlfriend. Finding out about the drug dealer.
It's neon night at the club.
He's always there with this guy called Dune, who's his drug dealer. He's got like leopard print tats on his head.
Basically going to the drug dealer, getting drugged in the process at a nightclub, fighting some other guys, chasing the drug dealer down until the point to where the drug dealer reveals...
Where's Ryder? I just drugged you because they paid me to.
The secret hotel ingredient, in fact.
You know Kevin? I don't know Kevin. Well, then you're gonna get to know Kevin. Ask him for a fruit plate. And he'll give you keys.
Going to the hotel, meeting up with Jodie and the advisory, going to the hotel room, trying to make up some coffee while calling Jodie, and finding the other stunt double who Tom hired dead. After leaving the hotel room, calling the advisory, trying to convince her that he found a dead body, trying to convince the cops that there's a dead body in the hotel room, the dead body gone, getting a ticket instead, Ryan Gosling fighting some aliens on a fight scene.
How'd we do, boss?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was amazing. It was so amazing. We're gonna go do some karaoke if you like karaoke. You know, you could come. Like I would like you to.
I'll be there.
Colt would find out that the assistant would find out about Ryder's phone, went to the assistant while she was dog walking, figuring out some other stuff about Ryder, that was kind of shady.
Whatever's on this phone is a goddamn bazooka that'll blow a movie star-sized hole through somebody's career.
All meanwhile, both getting almost drugged, the assistant getting captured in the process, Colt going after the girl to try to get the phone so he can find out what's so shady about it, getting into a fight scene on a freaking highway on a freaking shipping container, beating the bad guys in the process and destroying paid advertisement, and also running back to the nightclub where Jodie was supposed to meet him to proceed to miss her.
Cole? Where's Jodie? She left.
Also, that was promised by Colt after he would say that he would meet her, and proceeded to hear from the advisory that he was not coming when he was.
You sad that he left town?
Who?
Cole.
No, he didn't. He's coming here.
I gave him the tickets.
Cole finds out with his acting coach what actually ended up happening with Tom Ryder, which ended up finding out that he ended up killing his last stunt double.
Did they just kill Henry?
They would not only get into a fight scene, but also the phone would get shot, which had the evidence on the phone. Colt telling his acting coach and the dog to leave to make sure they didn't get caught, and then getting trapped on a rooftop, and then having to jump on a boat and finding out that Ryder was waiting for him.
Colt. Hey, man.
Getting tied up, being told and admitted that Ryder did kill his last stunt double.
Wouldn't have happened. I mean, Henry wouldn't be on the scene. His accident would have happened. Your accident. Freaky little fall, because you just pushed my buttons, man.
Colt escaping with flames coming out of his mouth, driving a boat backwards, and also calling Jodie up to admit he was in love with her.
For what it's worth, I'm still in love with you.
He would proceed to fake his death to make sure everybody else didn't think he was alive, including the advisory and Tom Ryder, and then comes back to the studio to meet up Jodie to think up a game plan to expose the both of them.
We're gonna bring him to set in a controlled environment, and then we surround him.
And we beat the shit out of him.
They would think up the plan of doing the stunt jump, which they wanted to do before, strapping Ryder in to make sure that he would confess on the spot, which he does.
The truth!
All right. It was all Gail.
Not only did they film the spot where Tom Ryder would admit it, but also the advisory would try to take the footage away while trying to escape. The advisory and Tom Ryder would eventually find themselves to be in a helicopter, and Colt would find a way to be able to get on the helicopter. So the advisory would try to kill her, but then doesn't succeed at all. They steal the footage, and then they both get arrested in the process.
3 bars!
Jodie would replace Tom Ryder with Jason Momoa, and then the film would be a huge success at the Comic-Con. Meanwhile, Jodie and Colt would soon have a happy ending in the nice GMC doing donuts. Now, the first thing which I'll immediately say is that the film itself is a lot better than the Barbie movie. And I know that's controversial to say, but I just thought it was better. Ryan Gosling took the stage with the Barbie movie, and that was the only thing which I really liked with it. His part and his scenes, a lot of what he was standing for, those were the great parts. But Fall Guy, for me, felt like it was a lot more put together when it came down to the story and everything. It didn't feel like it was so focused on one thing, and it was just... The Barbie movie just kind of felt like it was trying to focus too much on like Margot Robbie or just Barbie in general, which I know it's the Barbie movie, not the Ken movie, but still, I think Ryan Gosling did a great job in the Barbie movie and this one. The acting in this film was really nice, the atmosphere, the songs, the film itself was pretty well put together. It didn't feel like it was so much of like a Barbie movie sort of film. It didn't feel like there was moments where it felt like that stuff were out of place, which I will mention one honorable mention. There's this one scene where Colt is given a car, and basically the only left-hand car that they have, or the two that they had, were...
It's product placement. There's only 2 of them. I know how you stunties drive. You seek to destroy all I hold dear.
Nice one, GMC. You did a really good job with that, I guess. Honestly, that product placement feels like it makes sense because it's like you're using it for a film in that universe, so it's like it makes sense. A lot of other films, it's kind of either out of place or it's kind of in a regular spot, but people do notice. Honestly, it feels like a nice spot to put it. A lot of the songs that they used for this film felt like they weren't so out of place. Some songs were kind of hit or miss, but some songs actually felt like they fit the movie perfectly. A lot of the stuff that was in the film, like the shots, the camera work, it was nice. The acting was great. I thought that this film had a lot more to have than the Barbie movie did. It felt like this film just had a lot more to put. Like, generally the chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt's character were both amazing. I think that it was great overall. There were some stuff which kind of just left me questioning at times. Not a lot, but there's some moments. Generally, I think that the film ages very well. I do think that this film is kind of unfortunate to be a slight bomb. It's not a massive bomb, but it's kind of one of those things where it kind of is like, I'd probably give it a nice 8.5 out of 10. Everything is mostly good. There are some moments which make me question. Some stuff or some scenes which I wish were in the film aren't there. Like there was this one scene which they showed in the trailer of ice crime.
What's an ice crime? Are you saying ice cream or ice crime? Ice crime. Okay, it's just with your accent, it's hard. I'm not reporting an ice cream. Yes, no, I get that. Okay.
Not a bad film at all. And that's kind of all I can really say if I'm being honest, because, well, I don't normally talk about films often. It's very rare where I talk about films back to back and everything, so it's like I'm never usually good at this, so this is why I don't normally talk about films. I'm sorry if this review was underwhelming or if it just feels like that I generally didn't know what I was talking about. I tried my best to review the film the way I could, but not my strong suit. So I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, I've been using Final Cut Pro recently, and this is the first review which I'm using with Final Cut Pro. So I hope you guys enjoyed my editing work. I'm hoping to get better at Final Cut Pro. And I'll see you guys later when honestly, I don't even know. I'm thinking about it. I think I'm gonna review a Bluetooth speaker next. Bye!